Fans divided after Yoona mentions Lee Chae-min in interview. Was it just friendly? The entertainment scene in South Korea has seen its fair share of unexpected pairings, but few moments have captured attention quite like the latest wave of buzz surrounding Yoona and Lee Chae-min. It all began innocently, a light-hearted interview, a thoughtful question, and Yoona's brief mention of a co-star who made the long filming days easier. But what followed was an online storm that no one saw coming. In less than 24 hours, her name was trending across multiple platforms, and alongside it, his. The moment that sparked 1,000 replays. Yoona's interview had been meant to promote her new drama project, polished, professional, and calm, like most press appearances. But one specific clip, the one where she mentioned Lee Chae-min, took on a life of its own. She paused before saying his name. Her tone softened. Her eyes lit up. And that was all it took for fans to spiral into analysis. There's someone who made everything easier on set. Lee Chae-min always brought laughter, she said with that familiar, understated warmth. For anyone else, it would have been an unremarkable moment. But for Yoona, whose every word is dissected by millions, it was headline material. Within hours, the video was clipped, subtitled, and shared across fan accounts in Korea, Thailand, Indonesia, and even Latin America. Comment sections exploded. She didn't have to say his name. That pause said everything. Yoona's tone completely changed. That's not coincidence. This is how it starts. She's finally comfortable enough to mention him. The clip became one of the most viewed entertainment snippets of the week. Why it hit so hard. For years, fans have been fascinated by Yoona's personal life, or rather, her ability to keep it private. Despite working in an industry that thrives on gossip and romantic speculation, Yoona has maintained a near-impenetrable boundary around her off-screen world. That's why even a subtle acknowledgement like this feels seismic. Lee Chae-min, on the other hand, has quietly been climbing the ranks of rising Korean actors. His work ethic, soft-spoken charisma, and reputation for humility have made him a fan favorite. Social media erupts. Love, logic, and theories. The online response was immediate and, as always, divided. Fan communities on Twitter, X, TikTok, and even Reddit quickly split into two camps. The believers, who are convinced that Yoona's words and expressions reveal an emotional connection that transcends friendship, and the realists, who insist that the moment was blown out of proportion. On fan forums, threads spanned thousands of comments. One top-voted post on a Korean entertainment forum read, "Yoona is always professional, but the way she mentioned Chae-min was softer. She's usually careful." That tone was not scripted. Meanwhile, international fans created compilation edits comparing past interviews, analyzing body language, and syncing subtle smiles between both stars. Some fans even dug into Yoona's old posts, noting that a quote she shared weeks earlier, "Some people bring calm even in chaos," matched something Lee Chae-min had said in a behind-the-scenes interview. Coincidence? Maybe. But for the fandom, it was fuel for fire. Industry experts weigh in. As with any viral pop culture moment, the media was quick to react. Several entertainment journalists weighed in, pointing out that Yoona rarely mentions male co-stars unprompted, especially during promotional tours that focus on her solo work. A reporter from Dispatch Korea commented, "Yoona is very intentional with her words. Her name alone carries weight. If she chose to mention Lee Chae-min, it's likely rooted in genuine appreciation or something more personal." Another insider told Asia Star Live, "Even if it's just friendship, there's mutual respect there. Yoona doesn't casually speak about people who haven't earned her trust." This interpretation only deepened the intrigue, transforming a casual interview into a full-blown cultural conversation. Lee Chae-min's silent reaction. If Yoona's words lit the match, Lee Chae-min's response, or lack thereof, kept it burning. Fans noticed that, hours after the interview aired, Chae-min logged into his social media account and liked a fan post featuring the quote, only to remove the like later. Screenshots, of course, were already circulating. It wasn't confirmation, but to fans, it was acknowledgement. Later that week, Chae-min attended a live radio show. When asked about working with senior actors, he said, "Some people leave a lasting impression, not because of what they do, but because of how they make others feel." The host laughed and teased, "Anyone specific come to mind?" Chae-min smiled and replied, "I think the internet already knows." The studio audience erupted. The emotional undercurrent. For the fans who followed Yoona's journey since her early days, this new chapter feels both exciting and delicate. Yoona has always been seen as dignified and emotionally grounded. To see her possibly letting her guard down, even slightly, feels like a milestone moment. Meanwhile, Chae-min represents a refreshing, younger energy, someone who admires her for her talent rather than her status. Together, they strike a balance that feels rare in celebrity culture. Mutual admiration without the power and balance often seen in industry relationships. One fan wrote on TikTok, "Yoona doesn't just smile at anyone like that. And Chae-min doesn't talk about people he doesn't value. This is different." Korean culture and the subtlety of connection. Part of what makes this so captivating is the cultural context. In South Korea, celebrity relationships are handled with extreme discretion. Public admissions can lead to scrutiny, loss of privacy, or even career backlash. So instead of explicit statements, emotions are expressed through subtleties, tone, timing, gestures. In this sense, Yoona and Chae-min's dynamic reflects something uniquely Korean, a quiet, poetic form of connection where restraint speaks louder than words. The global impact. What's most remarkable is how global this conversation has become. In just 2 days, the hashtag Yoona surpassed 1.2 million posts across platforms. Even international media outlets have begun to take notice, labeling the duo as Korea's newest slow burn mystery. Could this be the beginning of something public? Some fans believe that Yoona's mention was not accidental, but strategic. A soft test of public reaction before something more official surfaces. It wouldn't be the first time celebrities have used casual interviews to subtly prepare fans for a relationship reveal. Final thoughts. Friendship, flirtation, or fate. At its heart, this story isn't just about two celebrities. It's about timing, chemistry, and how the smallest gestures can carry the heaviest meanings. Yoona mentioning Chae-min may never be officially labeled as romantic. But sometimes, that's what makes it even more powerful. Fans aren't necessarily craving confirmation. What they love is the possibility, the what-if, the subtle signs, the human connection that feels unfiltered in a world full of managed appearances. Maybe it's friendship. Maybe it's something more. But as one fan beautifully put it online, even if they never say it out loud, their eyes already told the story.